Never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it when it can have a very positive impact.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
The way we're going to win over the long term is not just militarily. We've got to win over hearts and minds. And what that means is we've got to invest in countries that have no educational infrastructure, have no means for young people to get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Stay tuned for politics and religion.
The article's entitled Obama in Handcuffs. Not something any of us would look forward to as our president of the United States. Nonetheless, this story comes from the Washington Times because the International Criminal Court is seeking to extend its jurisdiction. Believe it or not, the head of the International Criminal Court, the World Court, Mr. Ocampo, is claiming jurisdiction over action of U.S. troops in Afghanistan because Kabul in 2003 signed on to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, which established the court. Ocampo said a preliminary examination already is underway regarding possible American culpability in crimes against humanity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you should listen carefully because it's critical that you really get what's going on here. We're watching a full court press worldwide to push us into one world government and fast. Whether it's at the Copenhagen Climate Change Agreement, whether it's establishing a World Economic Board to control all financial institutions on Earth, whatever you call it, the name is really globalization, the process of moving from separate sovereign nations to one world government where all sovereignty will be suspended and everyone will come under the authority of a single global governmental system. Now, if you think I'm stretching it, you need to look for yourself as to what is in fact really going on here. The head of the International Criminal Court, Mr. Ocampo, he is actually considering charging President Obama with crimes against soldiers. Now, he's probably not going to really try that. He's probably going to try to file charges against individual soldiers because the U.S. is too powerful and we could bring the whole thing down to the ground. So they're smart enough to know that. Now, if you're like the president of Sudan, like Mr. al-Bashir, then they'll issue a warrant for your arrest, which they did back in March of this year. Now, are you hearing me? This world court, which claims jurisdiction over every citizen on this planet, including you, including me, this world court, this article is telling us today, is considering charges against U.S. soldiers for crimes against humanity because of them serving their government in Afghanistan. Now, what happened in Sudan when they considered the same thing, they went on to issue a warrant for the arrest of the president of Sudan, Mr. al-Bashir. Now, they've not arrested him yet because they can't get to him. He's staying either within his own country or in friendly countries that he knows will not, in fact, execute the warrant for his arrest. However, if he goes to the wrong country, if he goes to Europe today, they'll grab him, haul him away, and put him on trial just like they did the head of Yugoslavia, Mr. Slobodan Milosevic, a few years back, and like they're doing to others right now. This is serious. These people truly believe that they are to rule the world, and this world court system is designed to do just that. And here I'm looking at this article. I'm not making this up. This is from the Washington Times, and it actually is entitled Obama in Handcuffs. International Criminal Court seeks to extend its jurisdiction. Now let's wind back the clock just a moment to make sure we really understand what's going on here. Ever since 1945, when the United Nations was born, there has always been a world court system in The Hague, but it was always a court that only arbitrated between nations. It could not interfere in the domestic affairs of nations, and it could not put individuals on trial. However, that all ended with the call by Mr. Bill Clinton, who was President of the United States in 1997. He went to the podium of the UN and said, now is the time for the establishment of the International Criminal Court. Within 8 months, they had put the deal together, they had signed the treaty, and now it's operating, it's in force. It's come from the world planners, and they intend to be able to try you and me, a world court, a world government, a world economy. That's where we're headed right now.